Wrapping up the set with Alan Stone. On next, I got songs with kind of a fun and frolic feel to them. First up, Empire of the Sun. No, you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. I wanna be a baby, baby, baby. Standing in as much as I can get for latex. I do it on the private. Trying to get like just you can't be around me. I'm just putting me down. Cause like I need to think that I'm gon' do. Wow, 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 wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wow. Let's go. I don't want to take it. You know the country's for the bag. Kitty, kitty, baby, get a thing to rest. Cause you don't beat it like a 58 jet. Diamonds are nothing when I'm rockin' with you. Diamonds are nothing when I'm shining with you. But keep it white and black as if I'm your sister. I'm too hip to hop around, sign on your litter. I know I get wow, 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 wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wow, 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 wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wow. I heard it for the taking. I heard they got these other niggas going crazy. Yeah, I treat you like a lady, lady. Fuck you till you burned out, cremation. Make it create with paper. Throw that ass back with paper. Call me and I can get it too. I can tell you going off the tools. My mama walk with two steps. You talking to me like you new baby. You talking like you trying to do things. Now that party got her running like she used to, baby. You made me drown in it, ooh, touche, baby. I'm carrying that water, Bobby Boucher, baby. And you know I'm a slaughter like I'm Jason. That's the way you got it on safety. By the way, sit on ground, and I probably shouldn't be around you. Cause you be wild, you feel like it's nothing that you won't do, but you won't do. That's when I called you. When I'm with you, all I get is wild. Wow, 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 wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild. Wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild. DJ Khaled. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and start. Totally don't know what have my sea legs here. Boom. Alright, I've already got stuff like OpenClaw installed. I've already got it configured. The goal is to make these agents that I have here. Where are they? Assembler, designer, director, researcher, viewer, writer. Mm, I don't think I have an agent for an engineer that's designated as an engineer. So that might have to be something that I do later. I like to write notes. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it on the stream. Not 100% prepared today because I was busy getting OBS installed and I don't know OBS. It's like, a tangent. Right. One of the things that I wanted to do while we are kind of like waiting to play around with OpenClaw was to get the development environment installed. So I'm on my workbox here. And this has all of the stuff that is going to be running OpenClaw, N8N, and the OpenTHC environment. So if you want to sing along at home, we have this Docker environment, and this is basically what I'm going to use. It's got all this stuff in it, and it pulls images from Docker. It's really like not special. Maybe the most special image here is the SQL image because it's got all the data that we care about. And as I'm looking at this, I realize that the changes that I made yesterday might not matter anymore. So let's clean this shit up. Okay, cool. We got our compose, which is now not Docker compose, so I can move Docker dash compose override to compose. Override.yaml. Okay, you can see that we don't got the environment running. Here's my compose override. Basically, I'm just trying to share the directories that I have with all of that code that I want to make changes to, mounting directly onto the same directory of the container. It's probably going to complicate the build, but that's okay because this is just a build environment. Let's see if it even bothers to start for us. I'm going to switch over to the next. Can you, if anybody's listening, I don't know if that's a fact or not, but tell me if the sound sounds terrible. I need that feedback. Does the sound awful? SQL's doing a bunch of migrations. Awesome. And base is started. That's awesome. Great. I add attached. Music sound probably is awful from this terrible ass mic, but that's okay. SQL and RDB. That's Redis. It's attached this time. Amazing. So all of the apps are like running on the system in Docker images. But part of the problem that I have right now is that I also have Apache service, oops, Apache 2 status. Oh no, is this thing turned off? That's a good deal for us. Oh, it might be because I never even bothered to like update Apache when I put Debian 13 on this thing. Yeah, okay. Service, Apache 2, stop. System control, disable. We don't need it anymore because the way that this box is going to work, instead of me SSHFSing onto it to make changes to a Apache pre-fork service that's running alongside Apache, we're going to have Caddy running a little reverse proxy to the Docker containers, which is going to like make our lives a little bit easier. And it's going to make it so that we can use these containers. The target system for OpenTHC services right now is like Debian 11. That's just the way that we architected the environment. And we're in the process of like migrating it all to like PHP 8 and uh, making that run on Debian 13 and stuff like that. Just haven't done it. This is kind of a workaround, is having Docker containers that can run Debian 11. A lot of people are saying you should multiply yourselves and be working in a separate terminal to like manage some AI something or another. And I think that that's valuable when you're running something like that. Great. But you can also do it like I do it and just think about all of the mistakes you made in your life while that's happening. It's a really good opportunity for some existential threat. No fun, buddies. Okay, so we got Caddy installed. Cool. It's only running on 80. Cool. What the hell is on running on 2019? That doesn't make sense. Whatever. Yeah, I think Caddy like runs on the same principle as Apache in the no, it doesn't have like sites enabled, sites available. So I'm probably just gonna write into the Caddy file unless in the OpenTHC app we've usually got some sort of like thing going, like Apache2example.com. I'm looking for Caddy example.com. No Tango. Don't have it. So I'm probably just gonna invite them. I don't have that. Second right one. You probably need to go away. Gemini. I got Docker service. A bunch of ports.
Who the fuck told you I wasn't that nigga? Who the fuck told you I wouldn't get bigger? 25 M's and now I'm sticker. Hating ass niggas waiting on me to slip up. Running up the budget, my life is a movie. Cut the bitch off like shorty used to do me.
Dorfer.
Keep it 100, bitch, you a fucking doobie. Who the fuck told you I wouldn't get bigger? Hating ass nigga waiting on me to slip up. Who the fuck told you I wouldn't get bigger? Your ex been gang, she don't like niggas. Ain't fuck me, then fuck my homie. She called my phone saying I was just lonely.
I need to figure Caddy to Caddy 2.6.2 to run. Please run. MBW.OpenTHC.dev will point to. Let's be more specific. The host name on the outside that I'm going to use will reverse proxy to OpenTHC.me. And if you're singing along at home, trying to hack my box or whatever, you'll see that, this points to localhost. So if you were running like our Docker services on your local machine and you went to app.openthc.me, like DNS is already configured to but on the outside of the box, like that's not going to fly. We need a external reverse proxy to get back in there, and that's what I'm trying to set up. Which is running on let's generate caddy big all this stuff. The alternative, I guess, is this listening on any ports. No. I'm not reversing out to send ports. Docker, GitHub. Yeah, so it's just forwarding to 80. It's probably fighting with the damn thing. I wonder if it's just this. Yeah. Etsy chat. So I gotta get in there. This is one of those too clever by half things where I like installed Caddy on the host, and I totally didn't need to do that. And in fact, if I looked at service Caddy, it's probably complaining about it. No, weird. It's not. Systems disable Caddy. So that's going to keep Caddy running on the hoe off of the host. Hub isn't running. I think Hub started this time. Oh, what the hell's going on? And this is running. That's funky. Syntax here. No kidding. There's another problem with this. So that's going to be a problem for us later. Time to write things down. I'm probably going to start on that hub syntax there right away. But this SSO init script. I'm starting there because I can't get anywhere if Hub's not running. And SSO is like another layer of requirements for me to get through, but like I can't get to SSO if Hub's not running. Let's focus again. Why is it messing up on an Apache thing? It should be running Caddy. But you know, like that's an assumption, and maybe I have to bust it. OpenTHC / web. What the fuck is that? See, we decided to do Docker build in Docker Git lab, which is a repository that you can't see. I don't like it. But it is the way it is, you know, it's what we got. And that's why this is Apache. It's because OpenTHC Web is an Apache containers because all of these service containers are building off of it and they need energy. That's tough. Okay, so we'll probably move forward using Caddy by disabling the hub service. Pause override. Bang, reset. Everything depends on hub. Okay. That makes sense. SSO depends on hub, SQL, and RDB. But we could probably just like reset that. It's a wrong spot. Wrong spot. Wrong spot. Everybody's got to be lined up. Otherwise, the animal gets really confusing. You know about this command, docker compose config. It lets you see the output of the config that you're about to use. Yeah, and we just made some modifications to the SSO service. And I should be seeing depends on and a list. But you see, SSO here has depends under bar one, and then a list. SSO environment, a bunch of stuff. Image, network, volumes, no depends on. POS has it. Yeah, maybe that's just the way reset works. What if it's a list item? Sometimes when I clear the screen, which I'm doing with Control L, by the way. Let me give it a little bit of buffer. Config. Runtime service hub invalid component. Yeah, that's okay. said. These are good answers, but I also need to give it a new list. Override with empty list. Need to override with a new list. Oh, I didn't know about bang override. That's cool. Bang override. SSO depends on RDB SQL. Cool. It might not complain when we do doc compose up now. Amazing. It kind of complained, but it doesn't matter. Found an orphan. The orphan we don't care about. You could run the command with the remove orphan. Yep, okay. Outstanding. To what we were working on here. So the problem is that it is not listening on any ports that we care about. SSO still isn't running because of a different problem. Take a look at that. So it exposes a bunch of stuff, but it does not do port forwarding. Because like these .me DNS names still go to the loopback. So if we just bind it to 127.0.0.1 in the override, it should be all groovy. Ports. Yeah, it's gonna be 27.0.0.1. Gee, do I care about giving them a number? Give me a break. This is doing it all alphabetically. Space. And that's some word. That's the order I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to write that down somewhere. God. 8001. Oh man, is anything running on that thing? Who even knows what that is? So you're going to be 8002, 3. SQL doesn't need anything. Joink. 6. Okay. Oh, I got a phone call. Be right back. All right, I think that means I'm back. Yes, it's working. All right, let's see if I can plug in the rest of these ports before my wife comes home. The yoink don't work. Oh well, maybe it can only work once. I don't remember. Yoinkovic. App is, oh shit, that's one. SSO is five. I got this stuff all out. I'll fix that at some point. Lab is so busted. I got app, I got CRE, I got POS. Um, I don't need RDB. That's what's confusing me. So that just means SSO's got to be. Okay. App 1, CRE 2, POS 3, SSO 4. God. Cool. We got these things running, listening on different ports on the loopback host. So when I, curl those things, I get uh, the static page that's served by those services. Big deal. All right, so going back to our Heidi config, on the host service, we disabled it because we did not know what we were doing. And it's running. That's great. just by the power of, no, it's not right, it's dead. This case status dark. And now it's running, buddy. You can see it's listening on port 80. That's great for us. Right, so now I'm going to go into the caddy file. What we got here? Paste all that stuff in, man. Will this work for HTTPS? I don't think so. I'm not an expert on caddy, but I can do Apache pretty well. From memory, like I know caddy does the certification renewal automatically. The Let's Encrypt certification. But I thought that you needed the HTTPS protocol at the beginning of this thing. Dang, that's right. The .dev requires HTTPS. This HSTS reload list is what it's talking about. Okay, maybe Caddy already knows this. So I stupidly blasted this, but it's a good thing that we got these things in order, right? Yeah, and SSO is 4. Remember, it doesn't work, so we don't care. So, we don't care about it, but like, still got to do it at some point. It's supposed to autocomplete for me. Let's see what I've done. That's a good sign. That's an incredibly good sign. It's an error message, but it's the error message I kind of expected to happen here. All right, remember something that I did at the very beginning of the stream that I didn't even show you that I was doing was mount the entire app directory into the app directory in the container. And this is important because all of that stuff is, configured for the host system and not the container environment that it's gotten itself mounted into. So there's like some cleanup stuff that I have to do, and composer complaining about it is exactly what I expected. Tracker, pose, seculate. Breathe, breathe.
Good morning, darling. I see you falling in and out of love. Is it because you're cold and heartless? Or is it dog withdrawals? Forgotten how to be your party. That final scene in Casablanca. I guess the heart is like a charm, mom. No white horse for you to ride on. Bygones, the bygones. My God, you're beautiful. It was too probably break the first one's heart in two, but second time to show my hand and dream you like your father's on the moon and down the way. I know you probably had a wild day, so you should make your way to my place. And we can talk about the things you want to talk about. You know, I know, you know, you know, I know, you know.
Oh, baby. That's amazing. It's great. All right, this is going to be like super messy because I got a config in here that's like not prime time television ready, bro.
No Allegro wrapping up. Next up, I got some high energy, get your blood pumping stuff. Makes you feel like you're in a getaway scene in a movie. First up, Big Time. Fresh is our turn, baby.
What do you guys do? Do you put old at the end or in the middle somewhere? Like we did with the composer. Yeah, part of my problem is that SSO doesn't work yet. That was one of the things that we wrote down on our paper, bruh. SSO.bw.OpenTHC.j. Something. Let's just fix things right now. Sorry, that's the wrong word. No, lab is busted, bro. You don't need that. Oh, I didn't tell you this. I just Yeah, welcome. Uh, I'm sorry, I can't like pronounce your name. It's a collection of services that help cannabis businesses in the U.S. cannabis industry. We help them fill out their compliance paperwork, and the thing that's referred to on app as the screen is the enterprise resource planning application that does that. There's a bunch of other connected services that do that, that help it do that. Like Directory is the global Rolodex of all cannabis businesses that the environment knows about. You need some ETL or data ingestion system to put all of that data into its directory. SSO is the single sign-on service. They're all just like components of the system, microservices in a cloud environment that help, you know, a business do that. We sell it as a software as a service, but it's also open source software so that, governments can like download it off of the shelf and, run it for themselves. What the hell is data? I'm a brand new streamer too, so I have like no idea what I'm doing in terms of. No, B2B is busted as well. We don't need that. That's not an open source application. We're missing CRE. CRE is the cannabis reporting engine, and it's the piece of software that we sell to governments so that operators can um, report their business activity to a centralized application. So you do, like, people would do all of their work, all of their traceability operations in the app microservice, where it gives you a friendly UI to do stuff and, have ERP, features and stuff like that. CRE is a headless API application that uses, REST JSON, stuff like that to, make these kinds of reporting transactions. You can think of CRE as the metric or the biotrack application that most states actually employ and buy to do, the compliance work. That's who we compete with. But we also compete with, like Cultivera and GrowFlow. CRE competes with Metric and Biotrack. App competes with GrowFlow and Cultivera. Very simple. I'm moving into a different terminal. It's getting serious now, guys.
I just put diamonds on all of my teeth. Now they probably think I ain't intelligent. In the homicide unit interrogation, that's the question. You know I ain't telling shit. Bitches call me a jack all American. I'm at the top of my class on my letterman. I remember back in college, bitches knocking on my dorm door. I ain't never let them in. Now you know that this cap know I hit a few. Ain't no job. I'm selling gas like a Jiffy Lube. I had been in the boyfriend the class. I heard from the back from like 10 to 2. I'm back and forth with me. They mention me, this to me. Them talking back. I won't mention you. Watch when I go put that out on you. My dude, they gon' want me to sit in my interview. I'm a Bobby 70, but I'm really cool. Don't acknowledge the truth when they ridicule. They don't come out at the dark, but tap with the sharks. You ain't got enough heart, get a bigger pool. Wanna fight, but he bigger. I ain't really tripping. Reach under my shirt, grab a bigger too. I got a Glock with a dick that's invisible. Count me up, I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips, I'm writing down names, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hits. The real ones been dying, the fake ones are split, the game is off balance, I'm back on my
So you remember all of these services are running in Docker containers now. I got to configure the database for the app service. That's what we have to do. That's what the Docker container name is, so that's what I'm going to use. I don't think that that's going to be a good choice, though. Pretty sure that you got to use the container name. Yeah, so it's just SQL. SQL 0, just SQL. Long is like something else that's running adjacent to CRE, but we don't need it. So we're getting rid of it. That should be running on the service name RDB. Stats date. I think I don't need to restart the container for this. Right, so our config is working because now it's trying to go to sso.mvw.openthc.dev. And this is cool because now we just got to get into our DNS manager. And I'm going to log into, where do I go? All right, I'm back. I have logged into the DNS provider. All of our CNAMEs actually already been set up. Yep. That's already set up. That's an item on my list, and I get to cross it off. That's so that MW is not working. It's probably the same composer issue that we were working on. That's right. It's not working. I'm glad I wrote notes. It's so easy to forget, like, what's going wrong, what you forget. Run SSO. Command arms. No kidding. I think I got to override the entry point. So it's got to be like run entry point bash SSO, maybe not even bash. Oh, thank Jesus. All right, so it was complaining about this init sh script before, but like, what was it complaining about?
All right, coming up now, a few hot new releases to know about this week. Starting with something from Blake White.
Init sh line 23. No such file or directory. Why Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q. All right, guys, think about your mistakes. Oh, I gotta go. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming with me and doing this.